Boas are an incredible group of snakes. They are truly diverse, from being tiny like rosy boas here to being giant, from boa constrictors in South America or even the largest, the anaconda. All over the world you can find boas, but right here at the Snake Conservation Center we're lucky to have a few of them as members of our team that can help educate the public about snakes and why snakes are so cool.
So a lot of people think of boas as being big, huge boa constrictors, but some species stay small like this as well. This is Wormy. He is our adult male Kenyan sand boa, and he is full adult size. This is as big as they get. The Kenyan sand boa, as well as other species of sand boa, are fossorial, which means that they live almost completely underground for most of their life. So if you look on Wormy's face, you can see that his snout is flattened and almost shovel-shaped for him to dig through the substrate. They also do this really interesting thing when they strike their prey. Because they have to strike prey in these tight little tunnels underground, mostly rodents, instead of striking forward like most snakes do, they'll strike slightly to the side or slightly backwards so that they can maneuver within those tight tunnels and still be able to get their prey. Another interesting fact about Kenyan sand boas is that when you feel along their scales, you can see that they start at the head smooth and they gradually become ossified and keeled at the tail. That's partially to help them get through loose substrate like sand, and also partially to aid in protection, because if you take a look at his tail and his head side by side, they look quite similar. So the hopes are that a predator would go after the wrong end and he would get away safely.
So when people think of boas, they usually think of, boa constrictors from South America, Central America, but did you know we actually have boas right here in California? Here we have two very interesting boas that you can actually find in North America. These are rosy boas. This one's kind of an orangish red, some are more dark, but you can find them in the Southwest, parts of Mexico, and they can be all sorts of different colors. This one right here is a female named Rosie, and this is a male named Bob. These individuals are 15 years old each. They're actually brother and sister. You can find these snakes in Southern California, and they live in deserts. And so they're nocturnal, meaning that they're mostly active during the night. And snakes like the rosy boa are really great at keeping down those rodent populations. Boas can be big, they can be small. In fact, farthest reaching boas are the rubber boas. So they're similar to rosy boas, and they can extend all the way up into British Columbia.
This is Larry. He is our boa imperator, or common boa, Central American boa. They have a lot of names, closely related to the true red-tailed boa. Larry is an adult male common boa, and this isn't even a huge common boa. This is an average size adult male. He's about 7 years old, and he's about 7.5 feet long and 17 pounds. This species gets its name of the common boa because throughout its range in Central America and northern South America, they're found commonly in a variety of habitats. So in the rainforest, in deserts, they can get even bigger than this, and females get larger on average as well, upwards of 10 feet.
The largest boa in the world is actually the green anaconda. These huge snakes can get upwards of 29 to 30 feet long and can weigh at 550 pounds. They can be found throughout South America, but they're most famously found in the Amazon rainforest. Anacondas are adapted to a life living underwater, so their huge weight actually helps them to be a little bit more buoyant. And even the eyes are more closer to the top of the head than other boas. And they are, again, big, eating large mammalian prey. They'll even sometimes take caiman and other large reptiles.
Hey, it's Morgan here. Thanks for hanging out with some of our scaly friends today. Did you happen to catch some of the exciting scientific words pop up during the video? Do you know what they mean? If not, don't worry, I'm here to help. Fossorial means underground. It describes where an animal lives. For example, we can have other levels, like animals that are arboreal, live in trees. Animals that are terrestrial live on the ground at ground level, like you and me. And fossorial means they live underground, like a mole or like Wormy. Keeled means having a raised ridge down the middle. When we talk about keeled scales, it means that they have a rough ridge. The scales are not smooth. Nocturnal means active at night, in opposition to diurnal, which means active during the day. Buoyant means to float, and in this case, in water. Anacondas have to be buoyant in the water or else they would just sink to the bottom. Thanks for learning about boas with us today. If you like this video, be sure to check out our other 2 videos about 2 different snake families, pythons and colubrids.